Hello, traveler. Hope you are doing well. In today's topic, we will be going over the Alchemy desk, reviewing the subject. The subject is a 25-year-old male named Charles Henry who is actively working on improving himself, and we will be going over his side of the story of his life. Before we get started, let's go over vocabulary. Vocabulary word for the day is coterie, which is an intimate group of persons with a similar purpose. This word is a noun. P.S. This sounds really freaky if you ask me. That's just me, though. Without further ado, Charles, you have the floor.
Great to see you tamed. I want to start off by saying thank you for giving me this platform to hopefully get people in a better light. See a brighter vision in understanding what it really takes to be the subject. Throughout the years, I've learned real estate, been closing great deals, meeting new people along the way, seeing and experiencing the lifestyle change, spending more time with my family, and overall just wanting to see people win. And not everyone can just do this. I'm willing to share my story with you in this video. I grew up middle class, a family of 3 siblings with mom and dad in the house. Dad was a clinical psychologist, and mom was an OBGYN, bringing in lots of money for the house. I had 3 siblings, Carla, Janice, and Robert, all really smart individuals with strong ethics and values. The parents did well and done well by their children, bringing a sense of security within the household, making us feel safe. We went on trips throughout the years. A lot of them were more catered to us, but the trips my parents went on alone were more lavish. Now I understand why. But one thing I did pay attention to was their spending habits. Yes, they made a lot of money, but they also spent a lot as well, making sure bills are paid on time and sometimes before, but they never really saved any money. Buying luxury cars, renting helicopters, staying in 5-star hotels, with excursions included. Seems pretty cool, right? My mother was better at prioritizing what was needed for the household. She spent on herself every once in a while, but she got more of a fulfilling feeling when she spent it on us. I could not complain about that. I realized she was spending so much on us, she started to lose that emotional aspect of herself, which affected us as well. This is very common for parents to spend more on their kids than themselves, but I will say it was unhealthy that it came with the cost of her mental health deteriorating. I love them both equally, but I would be lying to say I didn't favor my mother more. Seeing my mother put her feelings to the side just to make us happy made me happy for the kids, but not for her long-term health. I realized that focusing too much on something or someone literally dissociates you from yourself. My mother was there for us more emotionally, making us always feel secure and loved, taking up for the feelings my father had a hard time expressing to us. I felt more like a unit with her. My father was better at providing for us, but never gave me advice on what to do with my money, but he always told me how to spend it. I was trying to figure out why he would do the opposite of what he said. He tells me he was going to get into the trucking business, and he raised all the money for it. Instead, he decided to buy the top-of-the-line luxury car, which I overheard cost him $122,000. I liked the car and all, and at that time, he was really cool in my eyes. Now that I've grown up and understand more, that wasn't a smart, logical decision. Yes, the car is nice, it was a Maybach, and still, to this day, I wouldn't even waste my time trying to buy one, or any luxury car for that matter. I still never decided to bring it up to him about why he did that. For one, it could be from personal attraction, and for 2, it isn't my business. I feel like he wouldn't genuinely tell me the concept of money, which I felt is something I would have loved to know. He tells me don't use a credit card to buy a car, but does exactly that. It was like he was throwing mixed signals my way. He tells me to save money, and he doesn't save himself. It was complicated for me to understand, but easy for me to pick up, due to my young age. I always felt it in my gut that something wasn't right. For the sake of my future, I had to follow my intuition, which was to counter everything my father told me. Sometimes on the weekend, I would go to my grandmother's house to spend time, which fortunately was my safe haven. After a while, my grandmother would bring up the topic of money. She showed me how she viewed money, and what she was telling me didn't line up with what my father told me. I understand that everyone has their specific perspective on money, but this one was brand new to me. She gave me different views. Instead of one stationary perspective, one of those perspectives was the same one as mine. I was so amazed that I decided to bring up this one perspective my father is living by. I wish you would have seen the look on her face. Complete shock. She told me that people who exercise bad spending habits care too much about people's views on them. 2 fun facts. She was the one who got me into the real estate game, and my first property was my grandmother's. I want to thank her for that. Every time I would go over there, she would print out mazes and crossword puzzles for us to complete, which was very fun. I understand now her doing that was teaching me strategy management, which has helped me in the long run. Before I would leave to go back home, I would always come back with better new information, started applying the things she would say to me, and ended up getting a job working at UPS. Was able to save my money way more efficient and most effective. As I practiced it, it became a habit. And I started liking saving my money, started working some more jobs, and I kept the ball rolling from there. That's all I have for today, but you can catch me in the second part of this video. Be sure to listen in for that one. That video entails the great successes I was able to achieve, why I was able to get to where I'm at, and how I was able to do it. Hopefully, you all enjoyed my sharing a little bit about my life. Back to you.
I just want to say I appreciate you for joining us today to let us in on what's been going on. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and chat with me. Hello, audience. Hope you enjoyed Charles telling us about his life and how he grew up. Hopefully you was able to learn from this and understand it. Be sure to tune in for the second video. I appreciate your attendance today. It never goes unwanted or unnoticed. And as always, until next time.